All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? It's your guy Nades back with another NHL quick hit brought to you by SHIPITNation.com. If you guys are new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button on the way in, watching this back on playback. And if you are not a member, head over to SHIPITNation.com. You can use promo code MAYO, get you 10% off for life. I believe code PGA works as well. PGA 10, also gets you 10% off for life, whatever package you do choose. And get all of our content for all sports behind the paywall, core plays, premium projections that are different than the industry, the premium Discord, you name it, we have it over here. We got you covered for each and every sport, including UFC, PGA, NFL, big playoff slate going on, NHL every day, NBA, MLB once it returns, you name it, we have it over here. But this is an NHL show. We got 8 games on tap tonight for FanDuel and DraftKings. Let's jump right in, take a look at some of the stacks that I'm looking at, some value plays, some of the goalies that I'm looking at. As always, my final content, slate plan, core plays will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers on the website. Let's jump right in. First spot I'm looking at here, Boston, probably the chalk of the slate here. Boston at home, 6 over under in this game against Montreal. You know the deal here. Montreal on the road, pretty leaky overall, but it's more so Boston on home ice is just a different beast here. David Pastrnak's playing out of his mind, coming off a hat trick last game against Colorado there. He's in a great spot again. He's averaging over 6 shots on goal per game over the last 5. Elite spend up on the slate at 9,700. Really like this top power play spot for Boston here. Pastrnak, Marchand here at 6,500 is fine. Charlie McAvoy here at 6K flats, a good price point. Charlie Coyle has been super consistent skating next to Pasta and Marchand. He's just 5.2K. Really love the price on him. He's a great play. And then James Van Riemsdyk, 4K flat, good value play there on that top power play. But don't also sleep on the second line, the second power play in Pavel Zacha. He's skating full line strength with Van Riemsdyk and Jake DeBrusk, another very good full line stack there as well. Another good value play there in DeBrusk as well. Morgan Geekie, Frederick Poitras. I mean, Boston up and down, great spots here. Really like this top power play. Overall, you can grab some guys like Van Riemsdyk or DeBrusk for some value there to round it out. Really like Boston here tonight. Another spot to look at here is Edmonton. Edmonton on the road against Calgary here. Edmonton's been the best team in the league over the last 10 games on the road in terms of expected goals for, up around 4. They draw the most high danger chances for as well. I really like Edmonton here. You can't afford McDavid and Hyman and all these guys and afford a Pastrnak, so I think it's one or the other, Boston versus Edmonton here, or you go Boston value guys with the Edmonton studs. I think is a good route to go here tonight. But Edmonton firmly in play for me. McDavid obviously always in play, 9,500. Zach Hyman, 8,200. I don't mind that price point. He's going to play over 20 minutes. I really like him. Leon Draisaitl has been absolutely crushing, and he's just 7,500. DraftKings does not move his price at all. He's averaging nearly 20 DraftKings points per game over the last 5. Really like Leon Draisaitl in the second line here with Kane and Warren Foegele. It's a little bit cheaper there to get to, but really love Leon Draisaitl here over McDavid, especially at the discount. Evan Bouchard here has been great all season long. He's 6,900. He's a great play. And then Nugent Hopkins at 6.1K has been very consistent overall. He's going to play close to 22 minutes at 6.1K. Really like that. Evander Kane, really like that pairing with Leon Draisaitl here at 5,300. Kane, 11, 12, 14 DraftKings points in his last 3. He's averaging over 2.5 shots per game. So love Edmonton here. Edmonton, I think I prefer Edmonton here over Boston at the ownership discount. I think Edmonton comes in a little bit lower owned here. Not quite a big of favorite. Edmonton only minus 160 on the road here in a 7 over under against Calgary. I really like the spot for Edmonton. Another team I'm really looking at, probably my third favorite stack of the night here, is that it's the New York Rangers on the road against LA. And most people are going to say, well, Rangers aren't favored in this one, right? They're road dogs here. Kings are good on home ice, but the expected goal numbers and expected goals against numbers are alluding to the Kings got some negative goal regression coming their way. I think the Rangers can handle that here. They are number 7 in the league in expected goals for over the last 10 road games here. And the Kings are 21st in the league in expected goals against here. So I think we see some goals out of the Rangers here in this one. Last time these two played back in New York, Rangers won this game 4-1 here. I think Rangers can win this 3-1, 4-1 type again here in LA. I really like the Rangers here at very low ownership. The second line is playing out of their mind with Vincent Trocheck, Alexis Lafreniere, and Artemi Panarin here. That's my preferred line. Vincent Trocheck at 6,700, like him. Panarin has been a little bit cold as of late, but he's got a ton of upside at 8,800. Don't think a lot of ownership goes to him. If people are spending up, they're going to some of those Edmonton pieces. They're going to Pasternak. They're going to some of those high-end wings there. So I don't hate the second line in Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere here. Mika Zibanejad at 6.2K is super cheap. I mean, he's going to play close to 22 minutes. Chris Kreider is a great stacking pairing with him. And then you get a value guy with Kakko on that same line as well. So overall, I do like these Rangers here as my third favorite stack of the evening. Another team I'm looking at here is Toronto, another road team here. Toronto in Vancouver here. And I'm targeting this power play matchup here for Toronto. Austin Matthews is coming off a hat trick last game against Calgary here. He's another great play at 9,900 as a spend up there. If people are spending up, it's tough to decide between him and McDavid. I give the slight lean to McDavid here, but can't go wrong with Austin Matthews. He's been crazy. He's elite center in the league. Obviously, no surprise there. If any of you guys, obviously you guys know NHL, you're watching this video, right? You're playing NHL DFS, you know who Austin Matthews is. He's a great player, great play here tonight as well. William Nylander, John Tavares, Mitchell Marner, Morgan Riley. This top power play is going to be my preferred line going to them. And then you can always throw in their line mates, right? Like Tyler Bertuzzi, right? Pontus Holmberg, who is cheap there. Mitchell Marner, Morgan Riley at 6.1K as a contrarian spend-up D-man. So overall, I do like these guys quite a bit here. Bertuzzi at 3.4K. He's been bad, but he's skating next to Tavares and Nylander. Could fall into some assist, potentially score a goal. He is a pretty solid player overall, so I do like Toronto, mainly focusing on the power play here, the top power play matchup for them. And then the last two teams I'm going to bring up here, I'll start with the Anaheim Ducks here on the road against San Jose. We know who San Jose is. They bleed fantasy points to everyone. The only issue is Anaheim is pretty similarly bad in terms of these teams. Anaheim's 15-29 on the year. San Jose's 10-35. Obviously, San Jose is the worst team here, but I think the ownership also goes more to the Ducks side in this game. And I think we could see the Sharks win this game here on home ice. So I don't mind the Sharks here, preferably the Sharks power play. And then I don't mind the Ducks as well. I think this game shoots out. Last time these two played, Anaheim won 4-1, but it was at home here. Now the game's in San Jose here. It doesn't really make too much of a difference. But if I'm going to Anaheim, I'm going to go to the guys that are playing the minutes here. Cam Fowler at 4K flat against the worst team in the league and D-men. That's a great value play there. Cam Fowler. Troy Terry at 4.9K. He's playing over 20 minutes. Top line, top power play. You can play with him with Alex Killorn there. That's a good stack. Troy Terry's a great player. We were paying over 6K for this guy last season. So Troy Terry's got a nice price point there. Jackson LeCompte here at 2.7K as a D-man here, playing close to 20 minutes, getting top power play time as well. As a value D-man, I really like that. Again, Alex Killorn at 4.1K. All these guys are cheap, so I don't mind Anaheim here. Also don't mind San Jose. I think this game shoots out a little bit. Two bad teams going at it. Definitely leads to a lot of fantasy points here. So I like both sides in this game. On the Sharks side, I would probably Zetterlund, 4.2K. He's averaging nearly 3 shots on goal per game as well. He's playing close to 20 minutes, getting top power play time as well. His two line mates are Barabanov here and Logan Couture. Really like that second line if I'm going to the Sharks, but mainly I'm focusing on this top power play here. Couture is going to make his return here tonight at 6K. Elite player. That's why I think the Sharks win this game here. One of the obviously the best player left there. So I really like this top power play with Couture, Thomas Hertl here, Zetterlund, Eklund, and Barabanov here overall. I think all of those guys are good. Eklund is sub 4K, Barabanov sub 3K. And then you got two above average players in Hurdle and Logan Couture, who should be back tonight. So I like the Sharks in this one. Sharks going to be my 5th favorite stack on the slate. I think they go overlooked. I don't think a lot of people play them here, and I think they can win this game, pick up their 11th win of the season. Let's jump into some value plays on this slate. The value at center tonight is pretty weak overall, so only going to lift 3 value centers. My favorite center by far, not even close, sub 4K here, Chandler Stevenson. Not the greatest matchup here, but he does get top power play time for Vegas at home here against Pittsburgh, 3.7K. He would be my favorite. And then my second favorite would be the guy on the same team here, Nicholas Roy, second liner, second power play time. He's going to play 17 to 18 minutes here. Those 2 guys are my favorite value centers on the slate by far. And then one more guy I'll throw out at 2.8K, Ryan McLeod here for Edmonton here. 13 to 14 minutes expected out of him, 2.8K. He's averaging over 2 shots on goal per game over the last 5. I think he is a fine option, but overall, center is pretty weak in terms of value here tonight. So don't really like punting center. Like spending up in that mid-tier to upper end tonight personally is where I'm looking. But once we get to the value wings, one of the best players on the slate here is TJ Oshie here at 4K. I'm not sure what DraftKings is doing. This guy is averaging 20 DraftKings points per game over the last 5, obviously coming off a massive hat trick there against St. Louis. Now against St. Louis in St. Louis, the exact same matchup. He just scored a hat trick. He's 4K flat. He's playing 16 to 18 minutes here. Played 19 minutes last time against St. Louis. Top line, top power play. Really love TJ Oshie here tonight. I expect him to be decently high owned. It is a pretty above average matchup as well. St. Louis ranks bottom 3rd in the league against wings. So I really like TJ Oshie here. Already talked about the Sharks. William Eklund here, 3.5K. This guy's playing over 18 minutes at 3.5K and getting top power play time against a team that ranks 28th in the league against left wings. I do like Eklund quite a bit here tonight as a value play. Going to Calgary, back to that 7 over-under game there, Edmonton and Calgary. Andrew Mangiapane here, 3.7K. He's been very good, 17 to 18 minutes expected. He's played 17, 18, and 19 minutes in his last 3 games, so somewhere between 17 and 19 minutes for 3.7K is a good value play here overall. Getting power play time as well, averaging over 2 shots on goal per game over the last 5, so I do like Andrew Mangiapane here. Going to the chalk of the slate, Boston here. Jake DeBrusk is too cheap at 3.8K in this matchup here. 16 to 17 minutes, likely potentially 18 minutes. He's averaging right around 2.5 shots on goal per game over the last 5. So Jake DeBrusk at 3.8K is a great value play. And then the last value guy I'll bring up here is a stack partner with Stone and Stevenson on that top line, top power play for Vegas. Pavel Dorofeyev here. I probably butchered that last name, but he's the left wing on that top line for Vegas, 3.6K. Pittsburgh ranks 27th in the league against wings here. So Pavel here, I think, is a solid value play at home, 3.6K. Let's jump into some value demon you can take a look at on this slate. Already talked about Cam Fowler. Cam Fowler at 4K flat, great value play, sub 4K. Gets the best matchup in the league against D-men here against San Jose and drawing power play time, so I don't mind Cam Fowler. Another guy, Vladislav Gavrikov here for the LA Kings. Gets a matchup against the Rangers, which isn't the best matchup, but he's playing over 28 minutes or over 20 minutes, excuse me. He's 2.9K here, going to block shots, going to shoot the puck as well. So I don't mind Vladislav Gavrikov here. He's playing good hockey right now as well. Another guy more towards the upper end, 3.9K, Esa Lindell here. Gets an above-average matchup against Jersey. Over 20 minutes expected for him. 3.9K. He's also been playing good hockey right now, averaging 13 fantasy points per game over the last 5. So Esa Lindell is definitely in place for me. Going back to the well here with San Jose, Mark Vlasic here, 3K flat. Top liner, going to play 18 to 20 minutes. He's averaging right around 10 DraftKings points per game over the last 5 here. 10, 26, and 8 is his last 4. 3K flat for Vlasic. I do like him. And then the last guy I'll bring up is Marcus Pettersson, 3.6K. Brought this guy up quite a bit on a lot of these shows throughout the year here. He's stays sub 4K, plays over 22 minutes, blocks shots, shoots the puck. He does kind of everything. So at 3.6K, I do like him quite a bit. There's a lot of value demon on this slate. I think that's where you get your value from here tonight. And then some of those wings, like I said, I don't like the value at center overall tonight. Let's talk about some goalies I'm looking at. First goalie, probably the chalk goalie of the slate. I mean, this guy should be probably 35-40% owned here. It's going to be Linus Ullmark, 8.4K. He's good, but I don't really like his upside a ton in GPPs. Cash games, he's a staple. GPPs, I think you can look elsewhere, but Linus Ullmark, best play on the slate in terms of goalie. Ownership's going to follow as well. Secondary guy, a pivot off that up in the upper echelon tier is Stuart Skinner, Edmonton. I like Edmonton to win the game here against Calgary. Skinner's been good, hasn't really shown much of a ceiling, but has been very consistent, 17 to probably 24 DraftKings points likely at 8K flat. You can definitely take that. So Stuart Skinner. Another cheaper guy is going to be Charlie Lindgren here. I think Washington, the way Oshie's playing, and that's some of those guys are playing for Washington. I think Washington could steal a win here against St. Louis here. Pretty two evenly matched teams overall, 21 and 22, 22 and 21. Basically, they're both very similar teams here. And Charlie Lindgren at 7.2K, I think could steal it here. So I don't mind Charlie Lindgren at 7.2K if you're punting goalie. And then either one of these goalies, I think, has GPP winning upside. John Gibson and Mackenzie Blackwood in that Anaheim-San Jose game. Again, two battle of bad teams here. Gibson probably going to get more ownership here at 7.5K because, again, he's cheaper and he's the road favorite. So I don't mind going to Blackwood here. Like I said, I think the Sharks win this game with Couture coming back. So Mackenzie Blackwood, 7.9K, going to round it out. And then obviously, like I said, you can play Gibson as well at 7.5K. But expect Gibson to probably be 15 to 20% owned because, again, road favorite here against the worst team in the league. And the price is nice. Gibson's also a good goalie overall. But that's going to do it for this 8-game NHL slate breakdown. Again, all my final content, core play slate plan will be live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. Head over there and check it out. Hit me up in the Discord. But good luck tonight in the contest. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top. For myself, Nadesify, let's ship it.